Well, the chase in Bengaluru turned out to be a rather effective one by New Zealand, who romped to a 8-wicket victory against India at the M. Chinnaswamy Stadium to go 1-0 up in the 3-match series. Well, this was New Zealand's first test win in India since their win against them at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai in 1988. But then if we talk about, Rohit Sharma's quotes after India were bundled out for 46 in their first innings, he was the first one to admit that he made a mistake while reading the pitch and also probably making a team combination. And now, once again, he has spoken his heart out. He has been very straightforward with his talk after India's 8-wicket defeat. So let's take a look at his post-match quotes here. Well, Rohit has probably given a warning to his teammates by saying that I do not really talk much after the matches. Players know where they stand. And let me show you this thing, that it's important to focus on these keywords here, that players know where they stand. They know the situation. We will not change our mindset. Well, in a way, it's a kind of an indirect warning to the players, because you know that you're obviously trailing 1-0 in the series and the other two matches are going to be very important for India, keeping in mind a possible place in the World Test Championship. And if any slip-ups happen in the remaining two test matches, then who knows, someone might very well be dropped. So that's where I think players will really have to pull their guard. They will really have to perform brilliantly in the next two matches, and at the very same time, it's not just about those individual displays but about performing as a team. Moving on, Rohit also had his word on India's performance. He said that, it's a brilliant fight back, and by fight back, what he really means is that India were bundled out for 46, then they obviously gave away 402 in New Zealand's first innings, but then India made a remarkable comeback by scoring 462 in their second innings. Easy to let the game drift away, but we are built different. Apart from the first 2-3 hours, we were almost there, because India, to an extent, they were 408 for 3, and at one stage it looked like that India would set New Zealand a target of about 200, but then that was not really the case, because India, inside 3 days, they suffered a second collapse and they lost 7 wickets for as many as 54 runs. Well, moving to the Pant and Sarfaraz partnership here, which was approximately about 177, 178 runs. Rohit said that when these two were batting, everyone was on the edge of their seat because they like to play the game which has got them success. And at the very same time, he also praised the mindset of both Sarfaraz and Pant, and even their maturity because of the way they went about their situation. In case of Sarfaraz, we all know he's not a consistent part of India's 11 in their test team. He has gotten those chances, has performed well in whatever opportunities he has got. He has multiple 50s, 350s to his name. 100 that he got is maiden 100 against New Zealand at the M. Chinnaswamy Stadium. And in case of Pant, ever since he has made his comeback to test team after suffering that horrific accident in 2022, well, he has been right on the money. And in this game, he was not 100% fit. Still, he went about his business in a very Pant way. Well, he also provided an update on Pant's fitness. He said that Pant has had a massive knee operation here. It's better to be extra careful with him. It's not easy to keep with pain. And in case of Pant, he did not really keep wickets for most part of the first innings and all of second innings here. He batted with a lot of discomfort in the second innings, scored 99, was hobbling when running in between the wickets. But then overall, in this case, we have seen that he said that we need to be extra careful here. These are the keywords to be focused on, which means that Pant might just miss out in the second test in Pune, which is going to start in 3 days from now. Well, moving to what Rohit had to say about dressing room's mood here, he said we made mistakes and obviously we are suffering, but everything is not over. Obviously, India have a chance to not just level the series, but also to continue their winning run at home that they have had ever since 2012, and we will bounce back. Well, Rohit clearly also mentioned one thing, that he is not going to pinpoint individuals after this massive loss. He said that I'm not really going to look too much into this test, not going to judge this team. We did find a way to make a comeback. Now, if this quote is anything to go by, I think KL Rahul might just get the nod ahead of Sarfaraz Khan in the second test, because when India were bundled out for 46 in their first innings, Rohit Sharma in that post-day press conference, he made it clear that KL Rahul has finally got a secured position in India's 11 and they would want him to continue there for as long as he can, and provided he gives those useful performances. And last but not the least, Rohit had a word of praise for both New Zealand and Ravindra, who scored his maiden test ton in Asia and also his second ton at the M. Chinnaswamy Stadium in Bengaluru, the city of his roots. He said that some of the shots that Ravindra played were very good. He understood what Indian spinners are Ashwin, Kuldeep Yadav and Ravindra Jadeja were trying to do, and that's where I think the Indian players, their impact was actually negated by Rachin Ravindra here, because he used the slog sweep and the sweep pretty much to perfection, and that's why the spinners could actually finish with about 4 to 5 wickets. Well, that's about it. But if I have to sum up, India's performance here, great comeback, but there were moments India could have actually cashed in on. They could have won those opportunities, but they couldn't. And once you're all out for 46 in first innings, well, then there's always a lot of catching up to do. What do you think about Rohit Sharma's post-match conference quotes here? And do you think can India stage a comeback in this 3-match series against New Zealand? You can let us know your thoughts in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today for all the exciting updates and analysis from the sporting world. Until then, on behalf of my producer Pawan, it's Siddharth Gulati saying goodbye.